Commander Zethkar of the Hegemony 4th Fleet stared at the tactical display with growing unease. The crimson dots representing human settlements had multiplied across the contested Vega sector like an infection. 37 colonies where there had been none just 5 years ago. "How is this possible?" he hissed through his translator, his scaled hands gripping the command console. "Our intelligence reported these worlds as uninhabitable. Class 9 death worlds barely capable of supporting microbial life." His aide, a nervous Kulani named Vrex, consulted his datapad with trembling tentacles. "Sir, according to our biological surveys, the average surface temperature on New Montana ranges from -40 to -60 degrees. Atmospheric composition is 12% methane, with trace amounts of hydrogen sulfide. The radiation levels would kill most sentient species within hours." "Then explain to me," Zethkar growled, "how 17,000 humans are not only surviving there, but apparently thriving." The answer came from an unexpected source. Ambassador Keyleth of the Neutral Trade Consortium had been quietly observing from the corner of the bridge. Her crystalline form chimed softly as she spoke. "Commander, you're making the same mistake every empire makes when they first encounter human frontier settlers. You're assuming they're like us." Zethkar's neck frills flared in irritation. "Enlighten me, Ambassador." 3 months ago, I visited New Montana on a trade mission," Keyleth continued. "I expected to find a struggling outpost, maybe a few thousand desperate refugees clinging to survival in environmental suits. Instead, I found children playing in the snow without protective gear. I found farmers cultivating crops in soil that should have been toxic. I found a bustling settlement with its own spaceport, manufacturing facilities, and a waiting list of colonists from Earth." She paused, her crystalline structure refracting the bridge lights into rainbow patterns. "The humans weren't fighting the environment, Commander. They were making it work for them." Vrex pulled up a detailed report on his screen. "The intelligence files are extensive. On New Montana, they've developed modified atmospheric processors that convert the methane into fuel for their machinery. They're using the extreme cold for cryogenic processing of rare minerals. The radiation that would kill us, they've somehow turned it into a power source." "Impossible," Zethkar muttered, but his certainty was wavering. "Sir," Vrex continued, "the pattern repeats across all their frontier settlements. On Kepler 442b, where the gravity is 3 times Earth normal, they've built vertical cities that use the gravitational force to power massive industrial complexes. On the tidally locked world of Proxima 7, they've established settlements on both the burning day side and the frozen night side, connected by underground transport networks that harvest geothermal energy." Ambassador Keyleth's form shimmered as she accessed her own memories. "I've traveled to over 40 human frontier worlds, Commander. Each one should have been uninhabitable by any reasonable standard. Yet each one has become a thriving hub of innovation. They don't just adapt to hostile environments, they transform them into advantages." "But how?" Zethkar demanded. "Our own species have spent millennia perfecting terraforming technology. Even we wouldn't attempt to colonize worlds like these." "That's exactly the point," Keyleth replied. "You terraform worlds to match your needs. Humans terraform themselves to match the world. They've mastered genetic modification, cybernetic enhancement, and environmental adaptation in ways that would terrify most civilized species. I've met humans who can survive in hard vacuum for hours, others who can process methane directly through their modified respiratory systems." Vrex's screen flickered as new intelligence data streamed in. "Sir, we're receiving reports from the Outer Rim. The human settlement on Titan's Reach has successfully established contact with the silicon-based life forms in the planet's core. They're apparently trading with them." "Trading with silicon-based life?" Zethkar's voice cracked. "Those entities exist at temperatures that would vaporize most metals. The humans developed specialized environmental suits that allow them to survive in molten silicon," Vrex read. "They're exchanging manufactured goods for rare crystalline compounds. The economic implications are staggering." Zethkar slumped in his command chair, the weight of realization settling over him. The Hegemony had spent decades mapping the galaxy, categorizing worlds by their habitability, claiming the garden worlds and avoiding the death worlds. They had assumed that vast swaths of space would remain empty, serving as natural barriers between competing empires. But humans didn't see barriers. They saw opportunities. "Ambassador," Zethkar said slowly, What happens when they run out of uninhabitable worlds to colonize? Kilith's crystalline form darkened slightly. That's the question that keeps every galactic empire awake at night, Commander. Because once humans have turned every death world in the galaxy into a thriving colony, once they've mastered every hostile environment the universe can throw at them, what do you think they'll be capable of? The bridge fell silent except for the soft hum of life support systems. On the tactical display, the red dots representing human settlements continued to multiply, spreading across star maps like wildfire. Each dot represented not just a colony, but a testament to humanity's terrifying ability to find hope in hopelessness, to build civilizations where none should exist. "Issue new orders to the fleet," Zethkar said finally. "We're pulling back to the inner systems. And send a priority message to High Command. Recommend immediate diplomatic overtures to the Terran Federation. If we can't stop them from colonizing the impossible, we'd better make sure we're on their good side when they finish." As the hegemony fleet began its strategic withdrawal, the latest intelligence report arrived. Humans had successfully established a research station inside a black hole's accretion disk. They were apparently studying exotic matter and had already filed patents for 3 new forms of space-time manipulation. The galaxy would never be the same.